The Reformed Gamers is brought to you 100% independent and ad-free thanks to our dear patrons over on patreon.com/reformedgamers to get yourself sweet, sweet perks such as uncut early access to the episodes, special episodes of the podcast, and more. Head on over to patreon.com/reformedgamers and consider lending support and joining the herd. Without further ado, let's hop into the show.
Stay warm this Black Friday with a PS4 bundle and VR bundles.
Toys R Us has everything kids need to bring their Christmas wishes to life.
Genesis, the new generation in video games.
When I wanted something for my Nintendo 64.
This Thanksgiving holiday, there's only one place where every family ought to be. And that's Toys R Us.
I don't know what the problem is, Doctor. It's this time of the year. Everybody's festive. I just can't join the party. There's something missing in my life. Do you have an Xbox?
Shut up, cranberry sauce. Nobody likes you.
Your mom does. That's true.
If you can survive Thanksgiving, GameStop makes it all worth it.
Happy holidays, fat boy.
Spyro's back.
PlayStation.
Hello and welcome, dear listeners, to episode 180 of the Reformed Gamers Podcast, the show all about theology, video games, and your boy jumping into next gen. I'm your PS5 host, Logan.
And I'm his co-host, Adam.
Adam.
Bum, 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 bum.
I want to first of all say to you, dear listeners, happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy that time with your family and friends. Or if you do a Friendsgiving, enjoy your time with friends. Just enjoy that time. Hope you guys stay safe. Don't get crazy out there. Don't go beating people up for new consoles. Okay. I understand.
Coughing it at each other's faces.
I understand the temptation, I'm just saying, I've been fighting this battle for at least a week. It feels like ages because 2020 is just crawling on by. But the battle with the bots has come to an end finally, Adam. I am now joining.
Skynet is no longer active.
Skynet's still active. They're limping a little bit after my wife got through with them. But your boy has a PS5. At the time of this recording, it hasn't come in yet. It'll be in here the day after we record. So I'm just going to pretend like I have it and just, my Lanta, dude, this thing is ginormous. It is massive. But oh my goodness, I'm not going to lie. It's growing on me a little bit. It's growing on me. It looks good. It purrs like a kitten. Actually, it doesn't purr at all. I don't hear it. So I don't know if any of this stuff is true.
I hate that I've got mine behind my television with how my entertainment system is. That's like the only way it really works. And I kind of hate that. My wife's probably happy about it, but I never get to really look at it and observe its beauty, which is kind of a shame because I really do. It's grown on me. It's got that next gen look to it for sure.
Yep. Man, I'm going to put this thing dead center in my living room. I just want it to be the centerpiece. Forget the Christmas tree. This thing's going to be the centerpiece. When people come over, that's going to be the first thing they see is that PS5. But no, guys, I will say, I know as you guys are out there fighting bots, it's crazy. It's like the Thunderdome out there. I would just say give up on Walmart at this point. I don't know how their website even still runs.
It's a hot mess.
It's bad. It is bad. But stick with the Sony Direct site. You'll be okay.
You gotta hope you get lucky and something goes live. Like basically at this point, if they're announcing the date and time, you might as well not try.
Yeah.
But if it pops up randomly, you've got a chance.
Yep.
That's why you got to be on the Twitter sphere pretty often.
Well, and that's what happened with my wife, because this how I got mine was actually Wednesday night. Here we are about to start youth, and my wife looks at me as she's checking kids, and she goes, "Give me your phone." And I'm like, all right, that was a little forceful. What do you need my phone for? And she shows me her phone, and she's in the PlayStation Direct website or whatever in the queue, and she's got like 12 minutes left on wait time. And I'm like, what? Is today the day?
It's happening.
It's happening. And then, but then it jumps up to an hour as she's sitting there waiting. She pulls up my phone. It's the same thing. And she goes, okay, you go start youth. I'm going to get you this PS5. I'm like, all right, you do it. You are my wife. You are determined. You get things done. And so here I am, starting up youth, telling kids, hey, pray for me. Your boy might get a PS5 right now. This is a tense moment in my life. And but like I'm sitting there going over announcements, doing all that stuff, and she's like, "Oh, I didn't get it. It's sold out." And I'm like, "Are you serious?" She's like, "Do you want me to check and see if they have the disc one?" I'm like, "Yeah, might as well. I doubt it's there because if the digital edition is out, I have no hope that the disc one's in there." And so I go back to youth, and after the break, and I'm sitting there starting up youth, and the kids are actually about to get some heat from me because they're being mean to some kids that have just come in, and I'm about to just like go scorched earth on them, because like I don't like my thing is with my youth group. Yeah, it's like with my youth group, like it's like the Olive Garden thing. When you're here, you're family. So if you guys start alienating other people, or like poking fun of them, or being like, "Oh, this dude got tested for COVID and he's here to," it's like we're not doing that. We're not doing that. This is not how we do things. And so right as I'm about to go scorched earth on my junior high kids, my wife is freaking out in the foyer area where she checks out kids. And she's just like dancing around. I'm like, what is going on? And she comes in and she's like, "I got you a PS5. I'm like, "No, you didn't. Don't be messing. I was about to go scorched earth on these kids and you are like saving them from the wrath that they're about to get." And she comes up and shows me. And I'm like, "Nope, sure enough. There's the receipt. There's a big chunk of money out of my bank account now." But there it was. And I'm like, what the heck? All right, well, you guys are safe now. Be nice to each other. And yeah, so she got me a PS5. I don't know how she defeated the bots, but she got in there. She got it. And this thing's coming in tomorrow, so I'm pretty stoked. Which, fun fact, this is not the first time my wife has helped me get a next-gen console. Back when the PS4 launched, she helped me get a PS4 around Black Friday as well. So I'm telling you.
Will's a true MVP. Real MVP.
My wife is awesome. I don't deserve her, man. I do not deserve her. So that being said, dear listeners, be looking out on our YouTube channel. There will be an unboxing video on there. I can't guarantee you it'll be clean or awesome like other people like Marquez Brownlee or who else has done an unboxing. I don't know. I only watch
every person that is an influencer.
That's true. I'm like 3 or 4 weeks late to the game on this one, but I don't care. The video is going up for you guys, so it'll be up there. I can't guarantee it'll be clean or anything. It'll probably just be a raw shoot, then put on YouTube sort of thing, and you guys can enjoy that. But that's what we'll be talking about for quite a while. We'll be giving you guys our thoughts and everything like that, both on this episode and the next one when we do our deep dive. But whew, what a time. What a time to be alive. That being said, dear listeners, what makes this time of the year so good, apart from the food, family time, we also love to do a little bit of shopping. And you know what? We happen to have a merch store that is somewhat brand new, but there's also a Black Friday sale that we're going to be hosting on our own merch store this Friday. I'm just saying, if you guys were waiting to buy a hoodie, a sticker, a hat, or anything like that, just saying, Black Friday, 25% off in the merch shop.
Now is the time.
Now's the time to do it. Now's the time to do it. If you're a pastor and you got people in your church wondering how they can show you appreciation, just send them the link. Like, hey, Black Friday, there won't be a rush. You can get in that store and get what you want pretty easily.
Yeah. You ain't got to worry about your shirt disappearing out of your cart.
Ain't no bots coming after our merch shop unless, I don't know, that'd be weird, right? Because like our merch shop prints on demand. So
hey, I'll take that. I'll take that bot money.
I will too. But there you go, dear listeners. Black Friday sale on our merch shop this Friday. Get in there, get yourself a hoodie, t-shirt, long sleeve hat, sticker, whatever you want. 25% off. Enjoy that. A little bit of housekeeping before we get into the show. As always, just some highlighting of some new content that has gone up on the different areas of our website, YouTube, and all that. There should be a Mario Game & Watch review that is up, that is live right now on the website by the time that this episode releases to the public feeds. And there should also be a Destiny 2 Beyond Light impressions video up as well on YouTube. And there will be a few other articles that are going up around this time as well. So be sure to subscribe to both the website and the YouTube channel on YouTube. Hit the bell icon as well so you get notified of each new upload so you never miss a upload. So you guys can check that out on the website and the YouTube channel. As always, join our Discord channel. Have some fun in there. Have some good conversations about anime, video games, and I don't know, whatever else we got going on in there. I wasn't in there today, so I don't really know what was being talked about. You can also follow me on Twitch. I stream every Friday over on Twitch, twitch.tv/TheoLogan. Feel free to stop on by. I would love to have a conversation with you about really anything and everything, and maybe encourage you after the week has maybe beaten you up a little bit. Would love to share with you some encouragement from God's Word. As always, if you guys like what we do here at the podcast, you guys can support us financially over on patreon.com. Support as low as $1 a month goes a long way in helping us keep the lights on and the controllers charged. And it also gets you early access to all of our episodes, exclusive access to our monthly Q&A that goes up on our YouTube as well. The patrons only have access to, which reminds me, I need to record that. We need to record that. We'll figure that out later. But if you can't support us financially, totally get it. Maybe you're saving up money to get that PS5, that Xbox Series X, or one of the new graphics cards for your PC. We totally understand that, but you can help us out by leaving a rating and review for the show on whatever podcast app that you use. And then as always, would encourage you to, as you are listening to the podcast, to take a picture of either your phone, like a screenshot, or a picture of you listening to the podcast, post it on social media, tell everybody about it, tag us in it. Pastor Douston, the Bro-tato Chip, the Doomslayer himself, took a picture. Apparently, he's raising his kids right. His daughter was listening to the show. He took a picture, sent it to us, and I'm like, this guy, Pastor Douston, I commend you in the way that you are raising up your children, both in the Word of God and in the way of our podcast. You are awesome, dude. Appreciate you greatly. That being said, we've been playing some games. Let's talk about them. Let's get into what we've been playing. Adam, dude, you've got your PS5. Tell us what you've been enjoying on that and your Xbox. Just lay it on me, man.
We got all the things, but by God's grace, bless up. Praise him. Give him the glory. I have a lot to be thankful for. And so, I've been... Now, let me say this. Shipping has been a mess. Like, Walmart doesn't have it together. Target don't got it together.
GameStop don't have it together.
GameStop definitely, they ain't had it together for years. It's a mess out there. But I did get mine. And so, I'm not going to go deep into all these because there's so much out there. I haven't gone too deep in some of this, like Astro's Playroom. Awesome tech demo. When you pull that up, Logan, and you get to play that on your PS5,
I'll let you know.
The DualSense is mind blowing. That's what I heard. Like the biggest thing to say. It's like that tech demo of like graphics. They're pretty. They're cool. I mean, graphics have been pretty for a long time. The speed is really nice. That's real crazy. I mean, you're switching between games. You're fast traveling in these games in no time. But that DualSense controller, that's the difference maker between your Xbox and your PlayStation 5 right now. And PlayStation still's got the games. Let's be real. But the DualSense is just the haptic feedback in Astro's Playroom. You feel the rain. When your character is walking in gunk, it feels differently when you jump. All of these little things, it's just crazy. You can't really overspeak it when you're describing it to someone. They really have to like play it to really get it. Like you can never really describe it. So I've only played like I don't know how many levels. There's like little mini levels within a bigger level. But I played like one of the like complete levels, so like 4 or 5 of the like missions. I don't exactly remember how they break it down, but it's been a lot of fun. Miles Morales it's more Spider-Man, and it's got a sweet soundtrack. Like I can't remember a menu with this cool of like background music. It's got like just the perfect beat of when you're messing around in your menus. It's stupid fast traveling around. Fast traveling from start to getting in the game is like feels like 15 seconds at most. It's so quick.
It's funny that you bring that up because I was watching Rad Brad on YouTube play it, and just seeing the transition from the title screen to in the game was so fast. I was like, was there even a load screen? What? Yeah. Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, it's really fast, and because the game is shorter, You can kind of feel you get that feeling like the pace is pretty quick on it. It doesn't have all of the side stuff that you see in the original Spider-Man, but there's still some of that. So I'm going around doing some of the collectibles, doing some of the different side mission type stuff. And so I said this about the last Spider-Man. I'm looking at the plat. Micah says it's easier than the other one.
Come on.
And because this one is pretty short, he said you can probably do the platinum in like 15 to 20 hours. I really do want to get the most out of this game. And so we'll see. I'm going to do all the collectibles. I'm going to do all the side missions and then beat the game and see what trophies might be left. I don't know if that gets it or if there's other stuff you need to do. But at that point, I'll really look at it because, I mean, it's really good. I mean, the suits are awesome. The gameplay, I'm playing on performance mode, so it's got the 60 frames per second.
Okay.
And man, it's smooth. But when you play in the fidelity mode, you kind of can go back and forth pretty easily. The city does look. You want to go around the city some doing that. Maybe if you're just doing the collectibles, that might be the way the mode to be playing it in. But Miles Morales is great. Of course, I can't recommend it enough.
So, you mentioned with Astro's Playroom and that controller, you felt the rain. So do you really feel like Spider-Man?
It's not as, you feel it some. It's more subtle in Spider-Man. It's not like the ridiculousness that Astro's Playroom in. I mean, they're trying to go to that next level. But a game that does do that is Black Ops Cold War.
Really?
And so the way that games that are shooting games do the triggers is again just crazy. Like I played Fortnite with some guys the other day, a guy I coach soccer with, and their kids came over, and so they had their Switches, and then I gave the guy my Switch, and then I was playing on the PS4. And the way that you have to like push through the trigger to shoot is really, really cool. And in Call of Duty, I haven't played around with too many of the different guns yet. Like I've mainly been assault rifle to assault rifle, but each gun feels different when you shoot it. Like the reaction to the haptic triggers, the adaptive triggers changes depending on the gun. So if you've got a sniper, it's like, there's some more of that resistance. And I think it's actually, I aim better because of it. It's weird. Like I played the other night. I haven't really played COD outside of Warzone in years. And I played like 3 or 4 games and I was like well over 1 kill death ratio, which I'm normally like maybe right at it or below. So I was like locked in, and I don't think I got much better, but I think the controller helps me aim a little bit better, be a little bit more precise with my shooting and not just spraying and losing control. But COD is one of those games that always looks amazing. And those graphics in COD are just stupid good. So that's what I've been playing on PlayStation. Oh, I've been playing a little Bugsnax too. Just kind of dabbling in that. I'm not going to talk about it now. I'll talk about it more as I get closer to beating it. But I mean, it's cute. It's fun. It's got interesting characters. So it's not going to change the world, but it's a great free game with PlayStation Plus. I mean, it's a perfect free PlayStation Plus game. So that's what I've been playing on PlayStation. I did some of the.
Wait. Did you say Bugsnax is free on PlayStation Plus?
Oh yeah. You gotta get in there and redeem that, brother. Get in there and redeem it.
I'm gonna go redeem that right now with the app. Continue.
I did get the 3D Pulse headphones, and they're cool.
Okay.
The old gold headset I had, like the plastic was like peeling off, and so every time I put them on, I had black stuff all over my ears, which was, my wife would always give me a hard time about it. But they're nice. I mean, they're headphones. I'm not like an audiophile, so I can't give you all of the ins and outs. But so that's PlayStation. I've been playing on Xbox. Steven Gutierrez. I've been playing some Ori and the Blind Forest. Enjoying that. A lot of fun. Been playing. I bought Assassin's Creed Valhalla on Xbox because I'm like, I need something that's really like truly next gen. On the Xbox to start. I know there's some games that are, like get the next gen upgrade, Gears of War and stuff like that. Even the Will of the Wisp, but I really wanted that true next gen experience. So I got Assassin's Creed Valhalla specifically for Xbox, and it's also a lot of fun. I mean, it took me a minute to the controls were kind of wonky at first, but there's some fun storytelling there, and it's gorgeous. And I'm like 6 hours in, and I haven't even hit the title screen. I hear you hit it around 8 hours. And it's going to be a beefy boy, but that'll be one I kind of dabble in here and there. But I'm having a great time with that. So I know that was a lot, but that's what I've been playing.
Wow, dude, that is awesome. I too have been playing some Call of Duty. Picked that up. I didn't even really intend on picking this up, but I had some students picking it up. I had Shadeless and a few other streamers picking it up, and they're telling me to play it because we'll play together. I was like, all right, fine, I'll pick it up. And I started playing it on PC. Been enjoying it for what little bit I have played. I have enjoyed it for the most part. I will say that Activision, y'all need to quit dodging me. I need to know why the Logan is inappropriate.
Uh-oh.
I tried to change the name because my name on there right now is just 6th Roman, which is a really old handle from like back when I played World of Warcraft, and I haven't used that in years. And I tried to change it from that to the Logan, and it kept saying it's inappropriate. I'm like, what part of the Logan is inappropriate? I don't get it. Someone needs to explain it to me. I don't see how it's inappropriate. Anyway, I will say this. I did play a match of zombies with some of my students. I gotta say, one, zombies is still stupid fun. Oh my gosh. I forgot how much fun zombies is. The second thing is the fact that I can play this game on my PC and play with some students that are on PS4 is mind-blowing to me. Like, it ran so smooth, didn't have any issues, and it was awesome. Played some multiplayer, got a 10 kill streak, was just owning the map, and I'm like, okay, that's right. You PlayStation 4 suckers, feel the power of my PC. Just owning. That's not what it was at all. I just got in the zone, but it's good. I enjoy it. I know Call of Duty is pretty much the same game every year, but I didn't really get in. I played the campaign for Modern Warfare last year. Didn't really touch multiplayer because I didn't really care for it. Didn't really touch Warzone, but I'm digging Cold War. I will say this though, that I hope Activision does some patching, because I noticed that in the story mode, it's a little inconsistent on PC. I was doing the first mission where you get the RC car and you have to drive it underneath the giant plane to knock out the landing gear. And I put this on my Twitter, so if you guys follow me on Twitter, you guys have probably already seen it. But I was driving the RC car gets hit by a rocket, and instead of the RC car blowing up, it falls through the runway. Falls through the ground, and just starts driving on like air, basically. But then after that, the controls were bricked. Like, I couldn't really do anything with my controller. I couldn't do anything with my keyboard, and I just couldn't move. And so I'm like, what is going on here? So I'm just saying, if you're playing on PC, your mileage may vary, but you might run into some glitches. If you play zombies no, I didn't try Warzone, but if you play zombies or multiplayer, think you'll be okay. But if you do the story mode, be aware there's some glitches afoot there. I might just buy it for PS5 and play it there instead, but we'll see. But I've also been playing Destiny 2 Beyond Light. I know Adam was saying, ditch the Destiny, but I can't. It's got its hooks in me. And you guys can check out my impressions video. I go a little more in depth with it in there. But so far, I'll say this, is that where I'm at now with Beyond Light, I've already finished the campaign, which the campaign is super short. It'll take you maybe 3 hours to beat, if that. But doing the post-campaign stuff, doing the grinding, getting all the gear, trying to figure out what all they've changed and stuff like that, has been a somewhat easy process. I've had to look up a few YouTube videos to kind of help me understand kind of what is the most efficient way to level up very quickly. So if I want to do the raid sometime soon, I could do that. And I gotta say, so you have to grind in this for sure to get your light level up. but they've done little things within the different gameplay mechanics to make grinding out your levels easier on you. For example, now you can upgrade your little ghost, your floating robot machine, to a level 10, and that gives you a perk that gives you XP gains, so like extra XP gains so you can level up faster. But you can also equip a mod that gets you extra gear depending on the game type you're playing. So shout out to my boy Frostbite on Twitch. He came up with this plan of just having 3 separate ghosts for the different game modes. So if you're going into a strike, you equip one ghost. If you're going into Gambit, you equip another. If you're going into Crucible to play PvP, you equip a different ghost. So no matter which game type you're playing, you're always getting extra gear. And as you get extra gear, you have a chance of it rolling to get a higher light level so you can level up faster, and you get extra XP, which levels you up in the season pass faster. So there's a grind. You're going to feel it, but if you get smart with it and use the things that they put in there, the grind really won't feel that bad. It'll just be you playing the game and just enjoying it. And so I've been enjoying that aspect of it. I don't think the grind is really as bad as it used to be, and it's enjoyable. The fact the Cosmodrome is back from Destiny 1 with the strikes, so cool to see. My only major complaint is the new subclass. I think it's great if you're a warlock, and if you're a hunter, it's also kind of fun because you get the like ninja stars that you can throw that bounce off walls, which are so stinking cool. But if you're a Titan like I am, oof. Y'all, we got the short end of the stick on this one. I don't like the new subclass for Titans. I don't think it's fun. I think it's just kind of boring.
I have absolutely no idea of what you're talking about.
I know. I'm speaking Greek. I'm speaking Greek right now for
this is like probably, Destiny. You know, we have our Christianese. This is definitely Destiny.
Oh, totally. Totally. About 90% of our listeners are so lost right now.
That's about it. Some of the classes. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. All that to say, I'm enjoying Beyond Light. It's a cool expansion. I like a lot of the things that they've got going. I like where they're taking the story a little bit with the whole light and darkness and past villains being reborn as guardians. You guys will see when you start playing the game kind of what's going on with that. But it's cool. If you guys are playing on PlayStation or PC, hit me up and we'll definitely play. We'll run some strikes and maybe we'll run the raid together. Who knows? We won't be getting worlds first because your boy ain't that good. Your boy can defeat 3 opponents on his own in survival, which is the competitive PvP. But I don't think.
Yeah, I saw you sharing that clip on social media. I was talking about COD last night. In 2 of the 3 games, I had like the play of the game in 2 of the 3 games.
Nice.
Like, let's go. I'm like, who is this behind the sticks? This is so not me. But I was slaying people.
Just saying, man. We're gonna be coming up. We're gonna start. TRG is gonna have its own MLG team.
Let's go.
Let's get it. But no, for real, that's all I've really been playing. I've just been playing a ton of Destiny these last few weeks. I was gonna talk about how I was playing man versus bot with trying to get a PS5, but we kind of already went over that. So there's that there. Let's switch gears here a little bit. Talk about what have we been reading. We've always been, we always make time to read at least something out of God's word or at least a book. So Adam, man, what have you been getting into?
Yeah, I've got a couple books that I'm hoping maybe that's what I do. This is what, here we go, dear listeners. Hold me to this. Logan, hold me to this. So I'm not taking any systems. I'll probably take my Switch. So let's be real. I'll take my Switch to vacation. But my goal is while I'm gone, maybe I'll fill that time, some of that time that I might be gaming with some reading. I got to start me a book. That's what I need to do. I need to read a book. So I haven't been any books, but in quiet time, finished Ruth in a new Bible study. Actually, in the old U version. I haven't really done a Bible study in U version in a while. But there's it's called Love This Book. It's like 100-day Bible study. I think they kind of do different types of things throughout the Bible, and this one is on it kind of looks at creation and kind of some different things in the first part of the Bible. And so I'm not very far in it, just a couple days in, but they had me go into Proverbs, the Proverbs 8, looking at wisdom. And I think if there's something that we need in our day and age, as always, so I don't act like it's anything new under the sun. We all need wisdom, and we've needed wisdom and be able to see truth since the beginning of time. But right now with what's fake, what's real, what's conspiracy, what's the truth. Like, we really need wisdom. And so at the end of Proverbs 8, it says, "And now, O sons, listen to me. Blessed are those who keep my ways, hear instruction, and be wise. Do not neglect it. Blessed is the one who listens to me, watching daily at my gates, waiting beside my doors. For whoever finds me finds life and obtains favor from the Lord. But he who fails to find me injures himself. All who hate me love death." And so just this idea of, man, again, he talks about wisdom, but it's talking about, God and his word. And that's where true wisdom comes from. And so, but daily watching at its gates, I'm not a 7-day a week Bible study guy. I'm usually like 5 out of the 7.
Mm-hmm.
And again, always striving, but this, daily, watching daily at my gates, waiting beside my door, being hungry for the word of God, being hungry for the Lord. That is where we find wisdom. And that is where we find, as the verse says, we find life, we find favor. As we seek the Lord, as we seek his word, as we seek wisdom and gain that from him and from his word, we're able to find life and we're able to find favor. And, I don't need things, per se. I'm grateful for what God has given me. But I mean, I would love the Lord's favor in my life. And that comes in a lot of different ways. That can be with people, that can be with authorities, that can be with a lot of things that allow me to honor the Lord, to serve him better. And so as we all, live in this polarizing world of, okay, most people are here or here, the truth is probably somewhere in the middle, and we're wading through it, trying to find what is true, really making sure we are approaching the Lord, seeking wisdom, seeking guidance, seeking the truth with his help. And in those things, as his word says, we can find life, we can find favor. And really, I mean, I think of that as that new life for other people. I know it's not specifically talking about that in regards to like evangelism, but we have a world that's seeking life. They're seeking truth. And we have the answers to that from God and from his word. And so leveraging those opportunities with our world as we interact with them to share them where our source of wisdom and truth comes from, and that being God and his word. And so, because we don't want to be that last verse. We don't want to be people who injure ourselves because we don't listen to his wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
And that results in death, because all those who hate me love death. And so the wisest thing we can do is love the Lord and seek him. And then he takes care. He takes care of the rest, but he allows us to partner with him in those things also.
That's good, man. That's good. It's interesting how you're bringing up, this emphasis on getting into the word and reading his word and essentially delighting in his word, because that's literally something I've been reading as well, out of Colossians 3:16 through 17, which is what I walk students through here recently. Before I go any further, I'm going to ask you to hold me accountable to that reading thing too, because I've had people left and right, my wife, friend of the show, Jonathan, being like, dude, you've got to read Stormlight Archive. You have to read this book, this 1,000-page book that doesn't get good until you get like 300 pages in. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to, that's basically what I sound like. I sound like one of those like Furby things when they're malfunctioning. So I'm going to try and read this book, not the whole thing. I'm going to try and get a good chunk of it knocked out over Thanksgiving instead of playing video games. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. That PS5 comes in and might be impossible to do, but we'll see how it goes. That being said, Colossians 3:16 through 17 basically talks about how we are to let the word of God dwell in us richly, teaching and admonishing one another with truth, singing all sorts of psalms and hymns to God, and just really using that time to just enjoy God's word, to grow in it, to let it take root in our lives, so that way we can share it with others. And man, it goes so much with what you were saying about how we need to get into the word. And I was telling this with my students, and I was even feeling pretty convicted about this too, because the verse says, as we get into God's word and as we're singing and admonishing one another, we're being thankful for God and what he's done. in our lives. And as we pray, we can pray with thanksgiving, knowing that God listens to us. And it's just, man, I was convicted of this because it's like, we spend all this time trying to get a PS5, trying to catch up with the latest show, whether that's Bachelorette or, I don't know, Mandalorian, for example. We spend all this time worrying about all these other things or putting all of our time and energy into other things. But like, man, if we don't intentionally set time aside to get into God's word and to seek him out, like, what are we doing, man? What are we doing as Christians? And I was telling that to my students because I was asking them, and I wasn't trying to be mean to them. I was just curious, what makes it hard for you guys to read the Bible, And a lot of them were like, oh, I've got homework. I'm like, not a good excuse. Like, you guys make time for Fortnite and Apex and you don't worry about your homework with that. Some of them were like, I'm hanging out with friends. I'm like, okay, you can't bring up the Bible there. You can't have a Bible study with your friends. You can't talk about that there. And some of them are just like have legit things. Like some of my students, their schedules are just they're overworked between athletics, FFA, which is like agriculture stuff, the homework stuff that they are doing. If they're in high school, they're taking college prep classes. I get it. Their schedules are overbooked, but like, man, even with me, and Adam, you can attest to this because you work in ministry. Our schedules can be real crazy some weeks. And this week and last week weren't any different. Our church, one of the fortunate things about our church is that we got up on the whole streaming technology thing pretty early on, and we've gotten pretty good at doing it now. And we're able to minister to a lot of people in our area, especially when it comes to funerals, because some people, because we're pretty close to the New Mexico border, they can't really do funerals over there because of the restrictions they have. So they'll come over here and our church will host it. And some people just, maybe they're not comfortable traveling or it's too far, something like that. So we've been able to stream those funerals. I know that may sound a little weird, but we've been able to stream those funerals and minister to people through that way. So it's taking advantage of that, but it also makes it very busy on me and my pastor. Our schedules are very, very well packed. That being said, I still carve out at least 20 minutes a day to go into the sanctuary. Not that there's anything special about my church's sanctuary. I'll go in there for 20 minutes and just pray because like I need that time, And so I'll carve that time out and intentionally make room for it. And that's what I was telling my students. Like, if we're going to call ourselves Christians and say we love God, then we've got to start doing something where we actually intentionally carve out time on our schedule to get into his word, to read his word, to delight in his word, to seek him in prayer. Because if we're not doing that, guys, I don't know that we can really say that we love God. And I know that kind of makes people uncomfortable when I say that, but I mean, if we're going to say that God's the most important thing in our lives, we got to start.
We love him, but we love other stuff more.
There you go.
And that's the problem. And I fall into that trap. I mean, I spent all this time messing around with next gen stuff over the last couple of weeks. More than, and I'm getting my time in with the Lord, but it's definitely not in the way that I, people always talk about those time, like a time survey of how you're spending your time and stuff like that. Yeah. There's no doubt my time with the Lord is not what I'm spending on other things. And so I definitely need to be growing in that, and definitely thankful for God's grace and patience with us. But I don't want to take advantage of that. And I mean, similar on some things in prayer, like our churches, we try at like 9:30 every morning. If you're in the office, 9:30 every morning, we go and pray together, whoever's there. And so that's been a really good practice also that I would encourage people. It's like, definitely. I started kind of when I got this job, I'm like, more than ever, I felt inadequate. I felt like, oh my goodness. So I'm like, I don't know what else to do but pray. And God really helped me in that. And so it's been good to continue to grow in that and not let that stop now that I maybe feel like I have a little bit better idea of some things that are going on.
Definitely. So that being said, dear listeners, my whole intention of this was not to, throat punch y'all with conviction, But it's just, man, it's been kicking me in the teeth lately. It's just, I've got to start making more time for the things that matter, the things that are important. It's actually one of the reasons why I don't stream on Saturdays anymore, to give myself a break from content creation, worrying about ministry and things of that nature, and spend that time with my wife. But, also to spend that time reading and studying a little bit, kind of reconnecting and refreshing myself a little bit. So hopefully that is a good encouragement for you as well, especially as we go into the season of buying things and shopping around and all that fun stuff, which before we get into our Black Friday 2020 talk, quick reminder to rate and review the podcast on your podcast catcher of choice that you prefer. Would go a long way in helping us out. So here's the deal. Talking about Black Friday 2020, right? It's a little different this year. COVID's making things weird. A lot of stuff's going online. Probably not a lot of people going to be going out. Maybe there's a lot of people that are still going to be going out, I don't know. But instead of just going through and just like saying, hey, here's the deals at Best Buy, blah, 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 blah. Here's the deals at Target. Boo, 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 boo. Here's the deals at Amazon. Da, 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 da. Here's what we're going to do. It's going to be kind of like a game of the year thing where we have specific deals that we're going to highlight. Okay. We got special deals, special names for them. And you guys, there's pretty hilarious. I think you guys will really love them. But that being said, there will also be a link to a spreadsheet that compiles all the different stores, games, how much they cost at the stores. It's pretty comprehensive. It's a little intimidating at first, but I think it's going to help you guys and gals out when it comes to buying games and where to buy from. From my understanding, I would say all these stores are going to be open on Black Friday, but check your local stores, see kind of what they're doing. I don't want to make a blanket statement. I've noticed a lot of stores are going online, it seems like.
And honestly, I would say if you can get it online, again, we all got different opinions, but
sure,
you're definitely not risking anything by buying it online.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a degree of there is a level of safety that does come with that. Again, not going one way or the other. I'm just saying there's definitely if you can get it online, that's easily the safest way.
Why stop playing your PlayStation 5 or your Xbox Series X when you can just order it on your phone?
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Unless
my mindset.
You really want it that day, but again, patience is a blessing.
Yep. I'm also I just have a lot of social anxiety, so I hate going outside. So, it is what it is. If I have the opportunity to just keep playing some games and buy some socks online for cheap, that's what I'll do. That is what I will do. I don't even know if anybody's selling socks for cheap. I just mentioned that and I actually need socks. Why am I sharing this with you guys? Let's get into the topic here. So Adam, break it down, man. What are we looking at? What kind of deals are we going to be going over? What are some of the stores we're going to be looking at? Let's go from there.
So we've kind of named our deals this year. Instead of just doing like, hey, what are our top 5 deals that we've done in the past? We're just going to mix it up a little bit, have a little bit of fun. And so we've got some name deals. So we've got our Don't Miss It deal. So kind of that's like what we would see as one of, if not the best deals that's out there that we don't want you to miss. We've got the Hard Pass, like just don't. It's either not a good deal or the game is just not good. Just Hard Pass. Then we have our Braveheart Hold deal. So if you're in the Facebook group, whenever we get around this season and people are posting deals or talking about something, the GIF, one of the most popular GIFs probably in the group is that Braveheart GIF of Mel Gibson saying, hold. And so we've got our Braveheart Hold deal thinking, hey, there's a deal, but if you can wait a little bit longer, you're for sure going to even be able to find it potentially cheaper. Then we've got the I'm a Sucker deal. Basically, it's similar to the Don't Miss It, but it's more personal of this is just something that it's too good. I don't really need it, but this is just a deal meant for me. And it's like they knew when I walked in the door, here comes a sucker. And so that deal's for us. And then we got the What Is You Doing, Baby? What Is You Doing deal off that famous GIF. What is you doing? And so just again, similar to the Hard Pass, but again with a little bit more personal flair. Just like, what were they thinking with this deal? Why in the world would you do this? Why would you buy this? And so a little bit of a fun flair on that one. So let's let's go ahead and get it. And Logan, I actually throw it to you first. Usually I open up these things, but let me throw it to you first. What is your don't miss it deal?
It's the deal of the century. Don't miss it.
So I was doing very little research before this episode. And I caught this one particular deal caught my eye over at GameStop. And this is going to be great for a lot of you that maybe you just got an Xbox Series X or S, or maybe you're still rocking the Xbox One and you have not signed up for Xbox Game Pass. One day only over at GameStop, $20 gets you 3 months of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. Did I just take yours?
You just took mine.
Dude, what a deal, dude. That's like $45 for $20.
You're getting, Ultimate is $15 usually for a month, and you're basically getting 3 months for $5 more, 2 more months for $5 more.
Yeah.
And you get it for 22 at Walmart. So if you're wanting to get like 6 months, that's a really good, you're getting locked and loaded for 6 months for what you're paying less for 6 months than what you would usually pay for 3 months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you paid full price.
And I've said this before, both in the Facebook group and everywhere else. Game Pass, I still cannot believe that this is a real thing that we have. Like it's an incredible service. I've been using it on my PC since June, and I've played so many. Well, I don't want to say so many, because I haven't played like a ton of games through it, but I've been playing several games through it, and it's a great service. Games run smooth on it. It's just what a deal. You can't miss out on it. Okay, so whether you get it from GameStop or Walmart, definitely be on the lookout for that and pick it up. Don't miss that deal there. Now, that being said, because I so rudely took your deal,
I'm scrambling over here. I'm scrambling. I'm like, I gotta have something else.
No, I will do this. I will let you have that because I have another one I actually wanted to bring up.
Nice.
But I saw that and it caught my eye. I'm like, I have to.
That's definitely. I'll just give my 2 cents. Like we've been saying, like what a great way, especially like you said, if you just got into it. Like I've got, I don't know why, but they almost gave me like 2 months for free for the $1. I didn't quite get it. So I'm good till like January 10th for that initial $1 deal that Xbox give you. But I'm like, this is the way I'm really going to be going. I don't plan on buying physical disc. And so I'm really, I was looking on eBay and I'm like, let me just check the spreadsheet. And when I saw that, I was just like, okay, let's go. Because usually like with PlayStation Plus, like you can find PlayStation Plus, like right now, it feels like over the last month, you've been able to find it for like $28, $30, $35 pretty consistently. Yep. And so I want to kind of build that, I want to get 3-6 months out with Game Pass to where as I see deals pop up, I can go ahead and build onto that. But I don't have a big window to get to that point. So it's a good timing for me to get to that built up to where I can then, as I see the deals over the next 3-4 months, I can then jump at it then instead of ever having to pay full price.
Definitely. It's just, you might as well do it. I don't see why you wouldn't do it. So I'll say this, and this deal is really only for a select group of people that can handle like gore and things like that in games, but are also a little nostalgic for Resident Evil. Resident Evil 2 and 3, I guess I'm kind of loopholing this and putting 2 deals in here, at Best Buy are going to be $15 a pop. Just, oh my Lanta. I know those games rated M, pretty graphic. Again, this is why I said the caveat. This is only for a select group of people. But I loved Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 3 got some mixed reviews from me. But, I mean, for $15 a pop, man, if you missed out on these games or you've been wanting to play them because, you played the originals, I highly recommend picking those up at that point. I think for $15 a pop, you can't miss it. You can't miss it. Resident Evil 3 especially. If you paid $60 for that like I did, we're all probably cringing a little bit because that game was incredibly short. But $15 is a sweet spot. There's a few other retailers that they have it for $17 or $20. So keep an eye out for that. But I mean, like I said, if you enjoy those kind of zombie games, don't miss out on those.
I'm going to throw a little honorable mention in there also because I was just flipping through. I know you'll like this one. At GameStop, they got $10. Code Vein. And I know you really liked that game. Basically
dude.
Bloodborne with guns. And so
I'm gonna go look through their ad right now and try and
like
find
a $10 Code Vein is good. I know. So
I love Code Vein. Oh man.
Well, while you're looking up whatever you're looking up, we can go ahead and transition to the hard pass games. And so here's kind of my
I just saw the deal and I'm like, dude, $10 for Code Vein. Just do it. Yeah. So good. If you're looking to get,
I'm wondering if they get a next gen upgrade coming too.
Might be worth looking into.
I'll just look into that.
I'll just say this real quick and I'll stop interrupting Adam. If you're looking to get into the Dark Souls style games, Code Vein is the most accessible one in that series. You can have a AI companion that comes with you throughout the entire game that makes it easy. Well, easier, I should say. Or you can just have them stay back at base and you can tough it out on your own. Such a good game. Oh, man. One of the most underrated games. I think it came out last year. So one of the most underrated games of 2019. So good. For $10, hop on it. Anyway, Adam, what's the next deal we're looking at?
Yeah, the hard pass deal. So these are what we're saying. These, you may think these are deals, but they're not. So pass.
No, hard pass.
Here's my general disclaimer. And then I've got a specific one. So my general one is get your games that you want if you're going next gen. You're not going to be finding PS5 deals realistically. You're better really looking on your marketplace if you're wanting to find if you're willing to buy used. eBay's deals are pretty high. I've been looking around there, and the game deals there's not really any, but check out your marketplace for your next gen deals, because I almost got Dark Souls for $45, and that's 3-4 days after release, something like that.
Oh, do you mean Demon Souls?
Or Demon Souls, I'm sorry. Yes, Demon Souls. So that would be my thing. So don't be like, oh, I've got to get my PlayStation 5 game. I know some of you are like, I'm just wanting a system, Adam. I'm not even worried about the game at this point. But don't get suckered into being like, oh, I got to get this game for PlayStation 5 on Black Friday. You're not really getting a deal for that. So that's just a general disclaimer. Use your marketplace if you trust it, if you're not in a super shady area of the world. But the game that I would say, and this game is, you're finding it for $30, but I think the reason it's a hard pass because, especially if you're looking at it for next gen, the game I'm talking about is Marvel's Avengers. I think it's still really a hard pass because this kind of falls into the hold. It's going to be cheaper. That game's recently they came out with some news about how much that game, how much money they lost, but they're not really looking at the next gen upgrade till probably beginning of next year. And so that thing's just going to keep going lower and lower. And I don't think from a lot of what I've heard with the glitches and stuff, it doesn't sound like there's a lot of value there playing it on current gen. So I think next gen is really the way to play that game. And so that's kind of my hard pass on the Thanksgiving Day deals, not just in general. Overall, I think that game is I'm actually looking to get it at some point to play on next gen, but I would say give it a hard pass this holiday season.
Yeah, that's one of them I was gonna mention if you weren't mentioning it, because I just with the way that they came out with a report recently saying how much money they lost on that game, and it was like a huge amount in the mid-range millions. I really think that game is going to go free to play at some point. I don't see how they can sustain just having it cost money in the state that it's in, where you spend whatever the upfront cost is of the game, and then you got to buy the season pass for the characters you enjoy playing on top of that. I don't see it staying the way it is currently. I think it's going to go free to play. So I would agree with you on that, man. I would agree with you on that. This one, I'm going to be honest, did I just lose it? No, there it is. So this is a little bit of a weird one, and Adam, I kind of want to get your thoughts on this because I may change this depending on how the conversation goes. Because I'm noticing that at some stores, specifically Target. Let me get your thoughts on this, man, because I'm seeing some Nintendo Switch games like Luigi's Mansion, Super Mario's U Deluxe. They're kind of the first party titles. They're $40 for those games, and they're normally $60. Some of those, I think $40 is a good price point for. Like, I think Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening for $40. I think that's an okay price. But for something like Splatoon 2, that's been out for quite a while, I feel like $40 is a little too much for that game. Not to knock the quality of it. I think Splatoon 2 is a fun multiplayer game. But I don't know if it's still worth $40. So that being said, what do you think of that, man? As you kind of look at some of those first party Nintendo games.
Again, at $40 for sure. But if you're looking around, you've got 35 at Best Buy and 30 at Walmart. And so I think those are the prices that you can jump at. Again, a first party Nintendo game for $30 is honestly it's a good price.
Oh, I agree with that.
But again, if you're willing to go used, you can find some of these deals pretty regular. But if you're wanting that new copy to give to someone at Christmas, definitely don't pay more than $35 for the first party games. I'm talking even Zelda, because those ones have been out for a while. You can find those on deals pretty consistently. But $40 for those, I'm trying to think of most of the ones that got those deals are games that have been out for a year and a half to 2 years. Maybe not your Mario Deluxe, Super Mario Bros. Deluxe Edition. That one's relatively newish. But your Zelda, Splatoon, ARMS, Mario Maker, some of those ones, 35 and under, I would say. So if it's above that, you definitely want to give it a pass. Unless, now here's the caveat. Some Target's been known to do the 2-for-1 deal. And that usually can, if you go 2-for-1 at Target, you can usually get a pretty good price that way also.
Okay. There you go.
King of Thrift over here coming in live.
I love it, man. I love it. That's how you help us wheel and deal and save some money. I didn't even know Best Buy was doing that. I'm looking at their ad right now. I see it now. Yeah, if you guys are going to buy some Switch games, go to Best Buy and do it, because that's $30. $30 for Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Oh my gosh.
Yes, that was one I've already played and beat it, but I'm like, I really enjoyed that game. I could play different, storyline, different house. I probably won't just because, all the games, but it's definitely that's one that always, I'm like, man, I had a really good time with that game. That was my first ever Fire Emblem.
Man, if you think about it, that's $10 per campaign, because there's I think there's 4 campaigns.
There's 4, because remember we were laughing about when we actually did the episode. Yeah. I went the weird route and I didn't even know it.
Yeah, you went the hidden route. That's right. Man, I know I'm supposed to be looking for hard pass deals, but I think I just found another one that's you can't pass up. Fire Emblem.
That is a good one. Fire Emblem for $30 is a really good deal.
Ah, dog, that's a good deal. I don't know, man. I think your Marvel Avengers one was a really good call out. Like I said, I think that game's going to go free to play. I really do. I did see on here, I'm looking at the spreadsheet. Let me find it real quick, because I think this is way too much money for this game, even at the price point it's at. Okay. You guys ready for this? Y'all know how much I love the Fast and the Furious series. Love it. Love the movies. I don't care how cheesy and stupid they are. I love it. I can just turn my brain off, have fun, and just enjoy it. That being said, do not pay more than $2 for Fast and Furious Crossroads. I'm just saying. Best Buy has it for $20. Way too much money.
Way too much. I agree. Hard pass.
Target has it for $15. Still too much money.
That's a $9.99 deal. If not, buy 4 get 3 free, something crazy like that. Or when GameStop does their 4 games that are usually $10, you can get them 4 for 20 or something like that. That is a Fast and Furious Crossroads game.
And if you guys think I'm being unreasonably harsh on this, go look up some videos of it. I can't remember who. Was it Donkey? It might have been Donkey who did a video on it. Man, the game, oh my goodness. This game would have been great on the PlayStation 2, but here we are at the dawn of the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. No. Unless you really just want to, I guess, goof off with your family and stuff and just cringe at some really a poorly made game, then pick it up. But I think that's a hard pass, even for Fast and Furious fans. You could just take that $20 and just buy whatever movie in the series that you're missing, if you are missing one, or just buy the collection of the movies again. Why not? When I saw that on the spreadsheet, I was like, why is that even here? I get you can save money on it, but why? You don't. Anyway, that alongside Avengers is my hard pass.
That's a good one. I'm glad you caught that one. Let's transition to our Braveheart hold deal. This is a deal where we gave a really big hold to a couple games on the hard pass. Mm-hmm. But any other deals that were like, hey, this is a decent deal, but we think if you hold off a little bit longer, you're going to be able to get a really, really good deal. What are some ideas that you got for that, Logan? You got one?
Yeah, I'm seeing a few games on here. I think Ghost of Tsushima for $40. I think you are getting a good game out of it. Let's be honest, and then you're getting the Legends multiplayer out of it too. But I just feel like you could, if you wait just a little bit longer, you could probably get it for $30, maybe even $25. Yeah. I don't think $40 is the point, is the price point that you get, that we should be. Why can I not talk? Why are words so hard?
Well, I think your biggest thing for that one is it's one of those tweener games of it's a last gen right before next gen, that last big release. And so a lot of people already bought it, but they're going to want to try to get some of those people who are like, should I get that for PS5? I heard it looks great. So it's definitely one to check out if you didn't get to play it. But I think you're right. I think 40, that game will be $30 soon.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. That'd be one. And I think I'm trying to be nice here. Okay. I think I really feel like if you hold a little bit longer, you could probably get The Last of Us Part 2. If you're wanting to play it, you could probably get it cheaper than $30 from what I'm seeing at most retailers. I could be wrong. I'm just saying
that's a solid price. So I'm not against that price. So it's a solid price, but you might be able to.
So, like I said, it's up to you guys. Those are the two that have kind of stuck out to me, that I think would be worth waiting on, if you guys are wanting to play those, just because I think they'll be cheaper. And it's like what Adam was saying, just check especially on PlayStation, check the PlayStation. Well, you can't buy Ghost of Tsushima and Last of Us Part 2 on Xbox, Logan, think. Check the PlayStation store because they might be cheaper there too. You never know. PlayStation's gotten really good about deals here, especially this year. They've rivaled a lot of Steam sales. So just something to keep an eye out on. Those would be the ones that I'd point out.
Yep. I've got two here that I'd say. My first one would be Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. It's still, $40. I can't remember if that was a $50 or $60 game.
It's a $50 game.
So for it to only be $40, that game is gonna keep dropping. There's no doubt about that. And so
what you're saying is it's not about time just yet.
It is not about time. That is well said, my friend. It is not about time. Hold off on that one. Give it a little bit more time, and you're going to probably be able to get that one. Those $40, $50 games, you can usually within 3, 4, 6 months, you're getting a really good price on those because they're already pretty low value, pretty low price. But the other one I would say, and I say this one, hold off on this one because I've already seen it for lower. Watch Dogs Legion. If that's a game that you're into, I heard it's decent, kind of at best, maybe okay, not really great, maybe good, but it's $40. Most places that I've seen, I saw it was on sale for $30 the other day. That game's been out for 3 weeks, not even, and it's already half off. And so I would say for sure hold off on Watch Dogs. Well, here we go. You got GameStop has got it for $33, and so 33 might be a good, but again, don't be buying it for 40 because it is definitely going to be dropping in price because it is not. You're not hearing much, and it is not selling too good. So that would be my hold deal. Braveheart.
I'll be honest, I didn't even know that game came out until I saw Shadeless playing it the other night, and I was like, "Oh, that came out." I mean, that's not good.
Which is weird because I know a lot of people. The first one was, people liked it. The second one, I think a lot of people liked, even though for me there's just too much language and some stuff in it. But this one, they just didn't market it well. The way that you don't really have a main protagonist seems weird. And so I think it's on them because again, I think the game is all right enough, but the marketing and everything else is just boo. Not so good.
I agree, man.
All right, well let's make this personal. Let's make this about me and you. What is our I'm a sucker deal?
Must have the precious.
Just something that, this may not be for everyone, but when we see these deals, it's like, oof, this is one I might not be able to pass up on personally. That other of y'all might be like, Adam, what are you thinking? So what's the I'm a sucker deal that you got for us? Maybe one or two of those.
So before I give one of these, I have to ask this question. Does it have to pertain to video games?
No, this is Black Friday. You can find deals on all kinds of things on Black Friday.
Because I'm looking at Walmart. Okay.
Like they got a pressure cooker over there that is like lit.
I mean, I almost mentioned the pressure cooker. You know what I'm saying? But for real, if y'all haven't used a pressure cooker yet, holy guacamole, those things are awesome. Mildly dangerous, but I'll say that for another day. So I'm seeing. See, here's the thing. My parents hooked me up with a weighted blanket last year, and it has completely revolutionized so many things. And Walmart has a 12-pound weighted blanket for $17. They're normally more than that. I mean, weighted blankets are.
I hope so. If it's a Black Friday deal, that they're not normally $17. Come on, Logan.
No, they're usually like way up there, closer to 200, I think. So I'm just saying, especially for those of you that have that are anxious and things like that, especially around the holidays, weighted blankets, man.
Talk to me about this because I'm a big blanket guy. I love a good blanket on me. I'm up here in the North Country of New York where it is cold. Give me a little bit of this wisdom on the weighted blanket.
Yeah, man. So basically it's like a kind of like a microfiber blanket sort of thing. Not microfiber. I don't know if that's the right thing. But it's a comfy little blanket. Like you've got one side that's going to be kind of soft and cushiony. And the other side's going to be a little more, I don't know what you call it. Like Teflon. I don't know. It doesn't have the fuzzy stuff on it. Right. So it kind of keeps the warmth in, does a pretty good job of that. But it's got these little, little weighted ball things inside of these little quilt pocket things. And man, it just puts the weight on you. And for some people like myself, the weight of it just kind of, I don't know how it works exactly, but maybe it's a placebo effect, but it just, I feel safe. I feel calm. I feel snug. I feel like nothing's going to get me down with the exception of the weighted blanket that's on me. But it just, it feels good. I don't know, man. It's one of those things where I honestly thought they were stupid when I first heard about it. And then I got one and was like, no, this is pretty nice. I don't know. I sleep with one. It helps me get to sleep faster. So at least that's what I've noticed. And especially if you have anxiety, I think it helps out a lot with that. So, I mean, I'm just saying $17. Why not? Why not? What else are you going to buy? A pressure cooker? I mean, I guess you would buy a pressure cooker. You probably get more use out of it than that. I'm just saying $17. I don't need another weighted blanket, but for $17, I like weighted blankets. Why not?
Check that out. I love a good blanket.
Enjoy, man. You can buy it online too, so you can have that shipped to you.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Well, my I'm a sucker deal. Basically, again, it's kind of a categorical thing, but I'll give you a specific one. I am a sucker on Black Friday for cheap Switch games. Because Switch, there's that Switch tariff you got to pay. They're always marked up. I feel like every year there's a couple games that'll go on sale for like $10. I've got the Banner Saga was one of them. I got what's the detective game?
L.A. Noire.
LA Noire. I got that for like $10 one year. And so and there was a couple times, I don't know if it was a glitch, but like Diablo 3 was like $15 on Black Friday
for the Switch.
Yeah, for the Switch.
Wow.
And so I'm a sucker for a cheap Switch game because I know that you don't see a ton of great deals on them too often. And so the one that I'm looking at for many reasons, nostalgia. I love just there's old, so it's WWE 2K Battlegrounds, the arcade wrestler.
Yes.
Like I grew up loving wrestling, the arcade wrestling games. This one looks ridiculous. It's not worth $40. It's probably not worth $30, but $20, I could probably get $20 use out of it and just mess around. And so that's the one that I'm looking at of like I think it's even cheaper on like Xbox, but again, I feel like that game is meant for the Switch. And so that's the sucker deal that I'm looking for, that I'm like, this one might be about that business. So
nice.
If you see any good Switch deals, people holler at your boy. All right. Our last deal that we're going to be talking about is the What Is You Doing deal.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
What is that deal that like what would someone like, what would you have to be thinking to get this deal is kind of what I'm thinking. So if someone was to buy this deal, what we would just be like, question like, what is you doing? Like, why would you buy this deal right now? But what you got for us?
I gotta say, I love the name of this deal. It's so perfect, man. I mean, I already said one, that Fast and the Furious game. If I see you buying that and you post in the group, I will definitely be looking at you a little bit like, why? What? Did you not want Resident Evil? Did you not want Mortal Kombat? Did you not want Dragon Ball Z? What did you?
Yeah.
Just why? I'm gonna be honest, man. Apart from that, there wasn't really a whole lot in these deals that I was seeing where I would kind of like judge someone a little bit if they bought it. Let me look through some more of these ads. Let me know if you got one though, that you would kind of side eye somebody if they picked it up, and then by the time you're done, hopefully I'll have found one.
Yeah, my biggest one is anyone buying a game that is on Game Pass that you're buying on Xbox.
That's a good call.
Like,
out.
There's a lot of deals on Xbox games, but if you have Game Pass, I just want to be like, what is you doing? Like, I know you may not always have Game Pass, but you're probably going to have it for a while, and you'll probably be able to find that game cheaper. But like any game that's on EA Play, any game that's on Game Pass, like just buy Game Pass. Spend $20 and you at least got that game for 3 months for $20, and that's gonna be better than a lot of the deals that you can buy. And so that's my one. Like, just don't do it. Like, what is you doing? Again, if you don't have Game Pass, maybe you don't have good internet, and maybe you got a download limit or something like that. Okay, I get there are some reasons why not to do that, but in general, if you've got an Xbox, just get the Game Pass. If the game is on Game Pass, there is no reason, in my opinion, to be buying that game individually. So that'd be my what is you doing? Like, no, what is you doing? It's on Game Pass. It's on EA Play. Like, that's me with like FIFA. Like, even FIFA 21, you get like a 10-hour preview for FIFA 21, for Madden 21. I don't see myself playing probably more than that at this point. Maybe I do. And if I do, then maybe I'll buy it. But I'm like, that sounds just about right for me to like get a little, like, just to get some fun out of it, check out the graphics next gen, and then go from there.
Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. I would agree with that. I don't know why, man. I can't get this. Here's the thing, dear listeners, the spreadsheet that you're going to get linked to in your show notes, use that, and don't spend more money than you have to on some of these games. I still just, the $40 for Splatoon 2 and Luigi's Mansion 3 is really just, it bothers me, man. It bothers me to my core. I don't know. I've played both. Again, not dogging Splatoon 2. And you can get these cheaper at Best Buy. We already went over that. But like, I would probably look at someone who spent like who bought Luigi's Mansion 3 for $40. It's like, what? Why? Just why? There's other games you can buy.
Mm-hmm.
Other great games you can buy, especially on the Switch. Maybe I'm kind of like the lone person here with Luigi's Mansion 3. I played it and I did not care for it at all. I've tried to get into that game 3 to 4 times now, and I think $40 is too much for it, in my personal opinion. But people can get mad at me and say I'm wrong. But again, if you spend any amount of money on that Fast and Furious game, I'm definitely going to look at you like, what are you doing? Why? There are better games out there. And you know what? What is this? This G.I. Joe Switch game for $30? Stop it.
What is you doing?
Kai, what are you doing?
What is you doing?
What are you doing? Sweep the leg, get some better deals. Stop it. Stop it. $30 for Streets of Rage? I'll allow it. But
what is you doing? It's on Game Pass.
Yeah, but if you just have a Switch, though.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. If you just have a Switch, then fine. I'll allow it. I'll be Judge Judy over here, and I'll decide what we allow.
I'll allow it.
But yeah, that's mainly it. I was looking at that earlier too. I was sitting there thinking, just seeing all these Xbox games on sale. I'm like, if you have like most of these games that are on sale are on Game Pass, why would you buy any of them when you can play them on Game Pass? And I will say this too, $50 for The Witcher 3 on the Switch, don't do it. You can just play that on other systems if you want to play it real bad, but $50 on the Switch, that's highway robbery, in my opinion. In my opinion, that's what I'll say. So I think that's where I'll leave it. I think that is where I'll leave it. So that being said, that is the end of the deal rewards. So dear listeners, hopefully this has helped you kind of narrow in on some deals, and hopefully it'll give you some direction on where to go online or in store as you go shopping. And hopefully you guys will get some pretty good games for some pretty good prices. And as always, let us know how your hauls go, as they call them in the different worlds where you buy stuff. I don't know what I'm saying at this point, but yeah, if you buy some deal, if you get a really good deal on a game, or if you just want to show off your haul of pickups, definitely drop that in the Discord server, Twitter, Facebook group, all those places. Let's see what you got. Let's share. Let's kind of rejoice with those that are rejoicing, essentially. And if you get a weighted blanket, let me know what you think of it, because I would be very curious to know if I start a whole thing amongst the dear listeners where we all just rock rated blankets. Weighted blankets. I guess if you can rate them online and let people know what you think. But I'm just saying that would be hilarious. That being said, though, we've come to a close on this episode here of the Reformed Gamers. But before we let you go, it is our second episode of the month, and that means it is our patron thank you episode.
Thank you. You love me. You really love me.
These are the dear patrons who continue to support us over on patreon.com, and we greatly appreciate their patronage. Adam, I just realized since I added in new people, I don't think we have an equal amount of people that we're going to be reading.
Good, homie.
Adam's got it. He doesn't care. He's rolling with it. I love the attitude. So those dear patrons are Alex Castellanos, Andre Swan, Ashley Cronenbitter, Caleb Schmidt, Christopher Commander,
Colin Gregory, Daryl Tavares, David B., David Matthews, Derek Smith, Isaac Stoltz, Jake Walker, James Barker, Jeffrey Jackson, and Joanne Monroe.
Josh Broccolo, Caleb, just Caleb,
baby.
Do what?
Just Caleb.
I honestly read this. I'm spending way too much time analyzing this, but it kind of gave me a flashback to the Mario Brothers movie where it's like I'm Mario, It's just anyway. Kokoro Daki, Mark Fromy, Matt Edwards, Matthew White Chocolate McDougal, Matt Millsap. Hello. We've had him on the show a few times. Melvin Benson, we've also had you on the show a few times. Micah Hendrick, we've had him on the show. Michael Toller as well.
Nate McKeever, Retro Rewind Podcast, Sam White, the third strongest mole, not to be confused with the first or the second strongest mole, Weatherman Keefe, Wesley Ray, and Javier Medina.
Love it, guys. Thank you again for your continued patronage over on patreon.com. Greatly appreciate you guys supporting us in that way. And thank you again for supporting the Deer merch shop as well. You guys look great, rocking your gear. Love to see it. Adam, apart from these great deals that we just shared with our dear listeners, what are some other things they should check out?
If you have the means, I highly recommend picking one up.
Yeah, I would say just as because of this episode and what we're talking about, make sure if you're on Twitter, be following Wario64, be following, again, we don't approve of the name, but Cheap Gamer is a Twitter handle, or CAG Deals is another one. Those are guys that there's going to be deals that drop that aren't on this spreadsheet. And so those are great. I mean, Amazon's are on there because they always kind of just do theirs whenever. But make sure you're following those guys because, I mean, especially even if you want a next gen system, they're always they got to jump on it on the system. So check those guys out.
I agree. Actually, a buddy of mine just picked up the Dark Knight collection on Blu-ray, like the special edition steelbook one for I think $20 off Amazon because he was following Wario 64. So definitely check them out. It'd be super handy. My only reco is come play Destiny 2 with me, please. I need friends to play this game. But no, for real, if you guys are playing Destiny 2 on PlayStation or PC, do hit me up. Would love to play with some of you guys and tackle some strikes, knock out some bounties, and have some fun that way. My other reco is to just have a great time with your family and friends and all that stuff. Just enjoy this time. You know, pump the brakes a little bit, take a break from work, and just enjoy life and enjoy the blessings that God has given you. That being said, as this episode comes to a close, a few other ways that you guys can interact with us. Just a quick reminder as well that we are doing a Black Friday sale on our merch shop. I guess that's another reco. Check out the Black Friday sale on our merch shop this Friday. It'll be 25% off in the store. You guys enjoy getting a hoodie, t-shirt, long sleeve, sticker, mug, lots of stuff up there. Enjoy that there. And then again, if you do pick up something, when it comes in, take a picture of you rocking it or drinking some coffee out of a mug, or if you want to drink coffee out of a hat too, I guess go for it. It's up to you. It's your hat. But take a picture of it, send it to us. We'd love to see it. We love seeing everybody rocking their merch. It looks great. Again, if you want to support us, you can go over to patreon.com/thereformedgamers, get yourself some extra perks. You guys already know about that. I talked about it enough. Follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/TheoLogan. Head over to the website, thereformedgamers.com, for different like news articles, reviews, those things of that nature, and show notes as well for the show, and links to all of our social media accounts, which I would encourage you all to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all those fun places. Links to everything will be in your show notes as well as on the website in case you're browsing over there. But that being said, dear listeners, thank you again for listening to this episode of The Reformed Gamers. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and we will see you in the next episode. Be a deer. Keep it locked here. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of The Reformed Gamers, the podcast all about theology and gaming. TRG is edited by Deer Ear Productions, so thank them for the buttery smooth tones in your ear. If you're looking for extra content, head on over to youtube.com/thereformedgamers. The Reformed Gamers is entirely fan-supported over on patreon.com/theformedgamers by our dear patrons. The following deer are at the producer level or higher and will forever be thanked at the end of each show, as long as their pledge comes through, or we forget to update the audio. Those people are David Matthews, Colin Gregory, and Wesley Ray. Thank you for your support on patreon.com, keeping our controllers charged, and supporting Logan in his never-ending quest to collect them all. Platinum trophies, that is. So be a deer and keep it locked here. Keep listening. We'll catch you later.